Hey, casual crypto investor family. It is the casual crypto investor, and I am back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the mass adoption of crypto. Crypto is becoming more and more just available, more and more integrated with countries, local states, all that kind of stuff. And, I'm kind of torn on it because, it really goes to show how governments, institutions like to pick their favorites. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just talking about it, talking about crypto. I'm an investor, so at the end of the day, I look for the best opportunity, which is gonna give me gains, give me profits, right? But what I'm going to do is show some tweets, show some content for you today, kind of reiterating why I'm feeling this way. And, also too, as well, let me know in the comments if you feel this way too about crypto and it's in particularly about Bitcoin. But let's get into this information that I have for you today. All right. So let's take a look at the overall crypto market. We're still just in this like weird kind of funky space right now. We're kind of not really making any big moves. I think a lot of the market is kind of just sitting and waiting on just various information in terms of interest rates, in terms of policies, what things roll out, all that good stuff. And so, right now the market is just kind of blah right now. So Bitcoin is just under, or excuse me, just under $96,000 right now, sitting at 95.6. It's currently down 3% or three, almost close to 3.5% on the 7 day. Ethereum is also down too as well, just sitting in that $2,600 range. XRP is sitting at $2.40. I think I had a little bit of a run up earlier this morning. I think I want to say I saw it at $2.50, but nevertheless, it's currently right now at the time of this video at $2.40. All right, so let's get into this content. The first bit of news I have for you today is, or a question really, which crypto ETF do you think will be approved first this year, XRP or Litecoin? A lot of filings are happening, especially when it comes to XRP, but also as regards to Litecoin. So who do you think is going to get approved first? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you don't know, you don't know how I feel about it. You already know that I feel like XRP should be approved first, but we don't live in a normal world. We live in a crazy world. So down is up and up is down sometimes. And so, what you think should happen or will happen probably doesn't. So most likely Litecoin might get approved first. But when you look at utility, we don't really hear much development about Litecoin. I mean, I think the developer pretty much just made the coin and sold it all and bounced. But I mean, I don't even know how institutions are currently going to be using Litecoin as well, in comparison to Ripple's technology and as well as XRP. All right. This bit of news is absolutely huge. I would play the video, but it's like all in Thai, so it's a little bit hard to understand. But to make a long story short, the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, probably murdered the last name, so forgive me for that, proposes turning Phuket into a Bitcoin sandbox, allowing foreign visitors to spend Bitcoin on real estate and tourism without cash restrictions. So I think this is absolutely huge. And again, this kind of starts to build the momentum of what I'm talking in regards to Bitcoin. So as we've seen, we've had several international countries, add Bitcoin to their economy, and that wants to institute various reserves and all these kind of things. And so I feel like Bitcoin is almost untouchable, and it's almost becoming too big to fail. And I'm not by any means a Bitcoin maxi. If you've seen majority of my videos, I'm a utility maxi, and I'm big on XRP. I think XRP is a better option. All right. But what I'm seeing right now is just massive adoption when it comes to Bitcoin. And there's one side of me where I'm kind of like, well, maybe Bitcoin is the one. Maybe Bitcoin, is untouchable and it's too big to fail. And the powers that be, quote unquote, will make sure that it thrives and has success forever. Right. But there's another side of me, as we know, with too big to fail, kind of referencing the movie title, it could be a situation where, like as I've mentioned in previous videos, where Bitcoin might be a Trojan horse, right? You think it's a gift, but it's really, a disaster in disguise. You know what I'm saying, or kind of a wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak. So, let me know your thoughts on that. But that's the first bit of news in terms of seeing how Bitcoin is just being adopted on various different levels. All right. Next up, too, as well. This is awesome news. Grayscale files for a Cardano ETF too as well. So shout out to Charles Hoskinson for that, and hopefully I hope that Cardano also gets an ETF. Definitely well deserved, and I think we need to see more and more altcoins being adapted into ETFs. And so I definitely think that this is a step in the right direction. And I'm super excited for the mass adoption in regards to just crypto in general being, more and more adopted into the various kind of standard financial institutions and financial products. All right. Next up, too, as well, we have North Carolina introduces a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Absolutely crazy. Again, guys, more Bitcoin. It's just absolutely insane. It's just absolutely insane. Now I could have seen if they said that, okay, North Carolina introduced a bill to create a strategic crypto reserve, right? So that means that they're like looking to diversify. But again, is Bitcoin too big to fail? They're like, okay, we're all going to get on this Bitcoin train and it's not going to stop. I mean, it's kind of it makes me nervous, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's one side, yeah, okay, well maybe I'll start investing a little bit into Bitcoin because it's too big to fail. But at the same time, I'm kind of scratching my head. I'm like, we don't even know who created this thing, But states, countries, all these various sectors of government are all instituting Bitcoin into some way, shape, or form on their balance sheet, which is just interesting to me. I'm just sitting here scratching my head, so to speak. But let me know if do I sound crazy for thinking this way. All right. Next up, too, as well. This is awesome. Trump-backed World Liberty Financial Partners with Ondo Finance, which I think is absolutely huge, to drive adoption for the tokenized real world assets. And as we already know, Ondo has also partnered with who? Ripple. They support XRP. So again, guys, XRP is everywhere. That's why I'm so bullish on it. And that's why it makes more logical sense to me, because it actually has a utility which everyone can use. So, again, I'm still bullish on XRP. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving the army. But at the same time, too, I'm just scratching my head and just wondering, how is Bitcoin being able to be woven into all these different, financial situations, whether it be from a local government, whether it be from, from an international standpoint, when we don't even know who created it. It's just interesting to me. All right. Moving on to as well, I'm going to play a video. This is Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says that the Federal Reserve will never create a central bank digital currency. I'm going to play this clip for you, and I'll be back in a second.
Something that concerns me a lot is the idea that we would even look like China in any way. So can I have your commitment that as long as you're the chairman of the Federal Reserve System, that we will never have a central bank digital currency?
Yes.
Thank you for that. I think that's extremely important. It makes me very happy to hear you say that.
That's right. Jerome Powell said that we will not have a central bank digital currency, but he did not say that we would not have a stable coin. Right? One of those things that make you go, right? So, obviously, with the central bank digital currency, obviously people don't want to be tracked, yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. But even still, with a stable coin, you can still track because it's on the blockchain. So I think that, obviously people don't like the term CBDC, but they'll just reword it and put it in another way and just say stable coin, right? So thought that was pretty interesting. I'm glad for that. I mean, obviously I'm not a big fan of central bank digital currencies, but stable coins do have what's called utility, right? It serves a purpose. And so I think we definitely will have that. I think various countries will have that. Maybe even local states here in the United States will have their various stable coins that they can use to pay for goods and services and taxes and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely think everything is going digital, guys. I mean, most people don't even carry cash. I just saw a small blurb that Donald Trump is looking to end the penny, right? Because it costs more to make than its actual value. So again, digital currencies is a more efficient way to move money, plain and simple. All right. Moving up next here and kind of wrapping up. Basically, it's saying that, right now, Ripple is pretty much in limbo. And I feel like that's the way, Ripple is and X/XRP is, as well as just the overall crypto market, because I think that the lawsuit, once it's been announced that XRP is no longer a security and it's won the lawsuit and all this kind of stuff, I think it will also impact the overall crypto market. But let's get into this article. I kind of highlighted some key points here that I want to share with you, and obviously some new updates as we have coming down the pipeline. So it says, despite the SEC chair Gary Gensler's departure and President Trump's appointment of Mark Ueda as acting chair, the agency has remained silent. Commissioner Hester Pierce now leading a newly formed crypto task force, yet no official updates have surfaced regarding Ripple. Moving on, says one possibility is that the SEC's commissioners await Paul Atkins confirmation before deciding. President Trump nominated the former SEC chairman Paul Atkins as chair on December 4th. However, details of Atkins' confirmation remain in scarce, and I think this is obviously a big thing too as well. I think I'm starting to see that probably once Atkinson gets appointed, the lawsuit probably won't be dropped until after that, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now, what I'm kind of seeing, but we shall see. All right. Moving on, it says Fox Business journalist Eleanor Tourette, who's always on top of this stuff and always on top of anything XRP related, shed light on the delay, stating Atkins will have his hearing in front of the banking GOP, a date of which has not been set yet. And then if his nomination advances out of committee, he will then be voted on by the full Senate. For reference, Gensler was not confirmed by the Senate until April of 2021 after being nominated by Biden in January. So it took 4 months for, the previous SEC chairman to be appointed in his position. So I think the same thing could potentially go in regards to for Atkins. Moving on, it says Jay Clayton was not confirmed until May, so almost 5 months after Trump's nominated him in January 2017 rather. I think we're probably in that 4 to 5 month window because, to be honest with you, now granted, Donald Trump had a much clearer vision of what he wanted to do and who he wants in some of these key positions. So, because he's obviously been president before. And so, obviously maybe it took him a little time to find the right person for that job. Obviously, Jay Clayton was terrible at it, but I'm hoping that, I don't know, man, Trump seems to be kind of having a chip on his shoulder and wanting things done and wanting them done now. So, I think probably to be safe, we're probably talking probably 4 to 5 months, to be honest with you, just in my opinion, maybe 3 to 5, I'll maybe, we'll bump it up a little bit more, but definitely probably 4 to 5 months easily. Moving on, says if acting chair Ueda and Commissioners Pierce are waiting for Atkins' confirmation before determining the SEC stance on the Ripple appeal, it could be a long wait. Tourette stated that there are 9 Senate and cabinet members, along with dozens of administration members, still waiting for confirmation. So it's almost like they have a backlog. Tourette added that the Senate and cabinet members typically are the first to get confirmed. Uncertainty about whether the SEC will continue or withdraw its appeal leaves XRP in limbo in near term. All right, wrapping up here, and then I won't read all this stuff, but I mean, basically, Bitcoin advances as strategic reserve, progress gains traction. So again, a lot of states are dropping various Bitcoin strategic reserves. So obviously, as you saw in my previous tweet, they had North Carolina wanted to adopt a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Too as well. It would allocate roughly about 10% of the state's funds into this Bitcoin ETF. The bill also follows the House for Utah's recent passing of a Bitcoin reserve too as well. Some other states that also are in that exploring this or in that kind of process. of discovery are Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, and Wyoming. So it's almost like Bitcoin can't even be touched. All right. I mean, man, it's just getting a pass, basically. Wrapping up here, I'm just going to read this last paragraph. But in January, Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan projected Bitcoin could surpass 200,000 by December 2025, citing ETFs, public companies, and governments' demand outstripping supply. So I think, yeah, I honestly think, and I don't know if it's going to hit 200K by the end of the year, but I could definitely see that Bitcoin continuing to be, you know, to have significant gains. Like, I mean, obviously $100,000 was a big, accomplishment for Bitcoin. But as more and more states sign off on this, and even maybe even smaller municipalities sign off on this. So not only would you maybe have states, you might have local cities wanting to, put 10% of their revenue or income into a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I think that's only going to push up the price. So, guys, I know this video is a little bit long, but let me know what you think. I mean, are you for this? Do you like this? Do you hate this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love to hear your opinion. And if you like this type of video and like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.